Intensely shy, the fae-fawn Lillia skittishly wanders Ionian forest, hitting just out of sight of mortals, whose mysterious nature have long captivated but intimidated her. Lillia hopes to discover why their dreams no longer reach the ancient dreaming tree. She now travels Ionia with a magical branch in hand in effort to find people's unrealized dreams. Only then can Lillia herself bloom and help others untangle their fears and find the spark within. Eep! That was Lillia's flavor text on Universe, and yes, the eep was part of that flavor text, so I'm sorry. But now I give to you Lillia's bio. Enjoy. Lillia, the bashful bloom. In Ionia, magic is woven into the land, forests spread vibrantly, and trees often boast nearly as many colors as the leaves touched by the wonders of the spirit realm. But there's a forest hidden away that draws on a different kind of magic, a garden with a tree at its heart that gathers humanity's dream in its bloom. The dreaming tree grew from a seed of the god willow, which towered over the ancient grove of Umakealen. Cast loose when the god willow was tragically felled, the seed took root in what came to be known as the Garden of Forgetting. Nurtured by the Green Father Ivan, as many of the descendants of Umakealen were, the dreaming tree spiraled up, spreading the magic of humanity's desire each time the dream-laden buds bloomed. Lillia was born when one of the tree's own dream was captured in a bud, then fell to the ground before it could bloom, something that had never happened before. Sprouting into an awkward fawn creature with a flower bud still on her head, Lillia's only company was the mother tree and the dreams that drifted to the garden each night. Lillia helped tend the buds and learned about humanity through them. Enchanted by people and places she glimpsed, she spent every waking moment experiencing a swell of emotion and desires that mortals could only see when they closed their eyes. In caring for the dreams, Lillia also cared for the dreamers. She came to consider each of them a new friend, wanting nothing more than to one day greet the peoples who imagined such wonders. Lillia wanted it so badly that her own desire eventually gathered in a bud on the tree. But when Lillia finally did meet humans, it wasn't like remembering a familiar dream, it was more like waking up. Something was happening in the world outside Lillia's forest, war blazes like fire through the land, and in time, fewer dreams began to reach the garden. The tree itself grew sick and became infected with burls, writhing tangles in the trunk which oozed darkness. Lillia did her best to nurture the mother tree and the dreams that remained in its buds, but it was not long before the garden became so weak that the violence of the world spilled in. One night, warriors entered the forest and chased a lone figure all the way to the dreaming tree. With a single errant blade slash, the branch containing Lillia's unrealized dream came thudding to the ground. Lillia panicked and forced them all to sleep, shocked at the difference between the mortals she thought she knew and the one she had found. They were so afraid, more tangled than sparkle. They were like the burls. But as the warriors slept and Lillia wept, a dream emerged from the lone figure the others had been chasing. Weakly, it floated towards the broken branch on the ground and moved into a brooch bud. Lillia picked it up. She could feel the dream as she whispered to it and soothed it. It glowed even brighter, and so did she. The bud upon her head unfolded, and magic swirled around her like sparkling pollen. In the moment, swept up by possibilities and wonders, Lillia herself bloomed. Until, with a sneeze, she sent the magic curling into the surrounding forest. The humans awoke, one by one, unable to remember what had brought them to the forest or what they had done. None noticed the timid fawn behind the tree. With relief, Lillia watched the humans go, still seeing only confusing tangles, but knowing now that there was still a spark beneath it all. And if their dreams wouldn't come to the tree, she would have to bring the tree to them. Taking up her branch, Lillia left the garden and entered the world of humans, a world she had always wanted to know, but one that frightened her now more than anything. It was so unlike what she understood. Hiding just out of sight, Lillia now helps people dream be born, drawn forward by glimpses of who they could be, and by what they may be trapped beneath their tangles. By helping humans realizing the deepest wishes, Lillia realized her own, the bud on her head blooming as she is filled with joy. Though darkness may encroach on Ionia once more, it is but a mask, and beneath it lies the familiar spark of hope. Only by braving the world and braving herself can Lillia hope to untangle its burls? And that was Lillia the Bashful Bloom's bio. If you want her color story as soon as it is released, I suggest you subscribe because I will be doing that the second it gets on Universe. There's a few references in the story. For example, the God Willow which was tragically felled was felled by Ivan the Cruel, whom the God Willow after got chopped down turned into Ivan the Greenfather, the champion we now know. Also, the Garden of Forgetting might be where Ari was in one of her stories. I believe the next story I will be releasing is the Sisterhood of War Part 2, though it does depend on how fast Lillia's color story comes out. But until next time, enjoy!